first achievement.
Yeah. Maybe to add something.
Yeah.
I mean, teleshopping, of course, is our core business, our core competence, and so the implementation of AVMS is might be a good proof of concept to show our core competence and maybe widen our scope to other subjects, as we talked about yesterday in the board, that we wanted to also take care of the regulation of video on demand, because we believe there might be imposed different layers of regulation, being unfair discrimination maybe towards teleshopping. So the next steps being taken are that we want to make a kind of a market scan, market monitoring, meaning starting off with the implementation of the AVMS, that we will install kind of a questionnaire. We demand every member of different countries to answer this questionnaire, so that we get a picture on the level of implementation. Is it already implemented? How is it implemented? Maybe if there are questionable interpretations on what is teleshopping. Give you an example. Gambling could be teleshopping. I mean, it's a service to the public. And what are the consequences of that? So we want to start out with the AVMS, and if we've done this exercise successfully, we will widen this to all the other topics that we have, which is, of course, consumer key, consumer protection, data protection, online behavioral advertising, and whatever comes. We had this discussion last November. There was this law on food advertising. They wanted to pass this law in France. So immediate action or immediate knowledge exchange was demanded from ERA. So maybe we can build up this knowledge database so that we can quickly react. And of course, if we want to do some lobbying, we should, before do our homework and really know the status quo of the implementation of European directives within our members' countries. So maybe we start off in our working meeting to create this questionnaire and then send it around digitally.
Last small piece of information before giving volume to Mike. I think it's important for you to understand how we work in Brussels with other associations, because we don't pretend to cover all the fields and all the issues and all ground touching your industry. So the decision was made long ago for ERA Europe to be a member, for instance, of FEDMA. So I'm sitting on the legal committee of FEDMA, and I have to say that now the teleshopping industry is strictly and very, very precisely represented in all positions that FEDMA is making on privacy protection, consumer laws. We check and sign the position that they present in the name of the direct marketing industry, with the focus on teleshopping. We are also collaborating, although less intensively, with EMOTA, the mail order association. I have a good relation with them. And every time we need to partner or to be part of a group that present positions to the institution, we are part of that. So that's a good way of using our resources where it matters, which is the matters on television issues, of course, and sharing the load of lobbying with other relevant organizations in Brussels. I wanted you to know that.
And Marcel, you also have a representative that we employ, or
well, it's really an assistance. Unit Brussels is a complicated world. So a one-man force can sometimes not know the good contacts. So basically, the important name of the game in Brussels is networking, adequate networking. So I've worked with different people in Brussels all the time. You remember Bruno Alves in the first days from Kellen was a very efficient advisor. More than a door opener, he was an advisor who to deal with, etc. And I'm trying to recreate that. I'm working. I've started to test again over the last 2 months, similar contribution by Virginia Lee that you know. I have to say it's still in the test period, and I will I will see whether that exactly serve our interest. But yeah, I would like to continue to benefit from that, because it's facilitating resources to accelerate the contact, to know where to go. It's a very complex world.
So that's not her telling us, oh, there's a piece of legislation coming up.
This is I want also to make a very good point. We are producing and we produced for the last 18 months a very well received scanning report of what's going on in Brussels on our issue. We did one in January, but we want to re-establish that within the resources we have. Yes, observing what's going on in Brussels, I do it partially myself, but having someone that covers more ground is important. But again, in terms of efficiency, observing is one thing, but going where you need to go is also, of course.
I guess as a member, I just don't want something to go by that we never didn't hear about. You know,
No. It's really we are the voice.
Confident that we have people or the process in place.
Yeah, and be sure that when somebody talks about our industry in general, it's all the committee member or myself. So we don't leave nobody takes position in behalf of the association without having complete control on what we say.
And maybe, by the way, that's one reason why self-regulation is really very important to us, because having this self-regulation program gives us more credibility, of course, in front of European institutions. So also from that side, thank you very much for the good work you've been doing over the last years. Thank you.
Thank you.